of LB. If you're not subscribed to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and share these videos on your social media platform. Let's get down to business. So I want to talk about for a few minutes about police misconduct and prosecutorial misconduct. And obviously, the black community does not trust the legal system that is here in America, right? We've heard countless stories just this year alone of black folks being released from prison after 18 years, 25 years, 37 years, however many long, doing decades in prison over crimes they didn't commit, whether it be police misconduct, right? Because when a police officer lies on a police report, that's perjury, right? Or they torture the suspect in order to get a confession, which is illegal, right? They're not supposed to put their hands on the suspect in the interrogation room. Not supposed to be doing that type of stuff, but it happens, right? So a lot of times these confessions ain't worth the paper it's written on. So they tamper with evidence, lie on police reports, they assault the suspects to get a confession, right? Anything that they can do to get a conviction. And then what the prosecutors do. You got the prosecutors out here withholding evidence, tampering with evidence, right? Reopening cases that should be closed, like in the case of Bill Cosby. No thanks to Kevin Steele. 3 years of Bill Cosby's life was taken away. No thanks to Kevin Steele. What's up, Kyle 12? Salute to you, bro. And then, wasn't you a subscriber before? YouTube must have unsubscribed you. But anywho, and then you got prosecutorial misconduct, and then you got misconduct on the bench, rigged juries, judge bias, all this stuff that's going on here in America when it comes to the legal system, right? And you get these black folks that go to jail for decades on end over crimes they didn't commit. And when they finally do get let out of prison, yeah, they might get a check, right? But that check cannot bring the time back that was lost. And the people that's in these positions, whether it be the police detectives, right? Who's supposed to be the investigators of this stuff? The police officers that was involved in the misconduct. You had the prosecutors that was involved in misconduct. All these players that was in this chess game that was involved in this misconduct. Does anything happen to them? Does anything happen to these people who get involved in blatant misconduct? No, they do not. Nothing happens to them. But that black person that went to jail for all this time over a crime they didn't commit, they get their livelihoods taken away from them, but that's supposed to be okay. We supposed to just let that go, right? No, I'm not letting shit go. And this is where the Department of Justice come in, right? Now everybody you got these black bootlicks like Roland Martin, and no, Roland, I'm not done with your trifling ass by a long shot. Cause you and I got unfinished business, you fat bitch. You just wait. You just wait. I'm coming for your trifling ass, motherfucker. And you can best believe, as long as I'm drawing breath, I'm gonna be on your fat jiggly ass, bitch. Now, the DOJ with Kristen Clark. Now, Kristen Clark, this is the black woman, right? And I can't prove it, but my intuition tells me she chases interracial sexual access as well. Now, Kristen Clark was one of these women out here who was working with the McMichaels, right? You got uh, Gregory and Travis McMichael, right? And that in Ahmaud Arbery's case, right, where they were supposed to do some state time, right? And uh, Ahmaud Arbery's mom wanted to make sure that the McMichael did state time and not the federal pen. And what did Kristen Clark do? Do her surrogates and all that? What the fuck they tried to do? They tried to cut a backdoor deal in the oil field in the middle of the night where everybody was sleeping, and had the McMichaels now caught wind of that backdoor deals in oil fields in the middle of the night while people were sleeping, the McMichaels would be doing time in the federal pen. And then when she was confronted about that, you got that old that had Kristen Clark talking shit like, we made this decision because we wanted to give everybody a chance to heal from this process. Who the hell is you to determine when the family should heal from when those motherfuckers gunned down Ahmaud Arbery? Who the fuck is you to determine that? That's not your place to determine that, Kristen Clark. Because see, when you got them kind of bootlegs that's willing to carry that water, and then you got that weak-ass Merrick Garland, right? Now, for those of you who may not be familiar with Merrick Garland is a member of the Federalist Society, okay? Merrick Garland also was the guy that was been nominated by then President Barack Obama when Ruth Ginsburg died, right? No, I take that back. Not Ruth Ginsburg. It was Antonin Scalia. When Antonin Scalia died, Obama wanted to nominate Merrick Garland on the Supreme Court. And the Republican Senate, led by that ventriloquist dummy with the burnt-up jack-off head and Mitch McConnell, shot that down, right? So you had that dynamic going on, right? In the case of Troy Davis, out in Georgia, there was new evidence that would have exonerated him over a crime he didn't commit. He needed a unanimous signature from the Supreme Court that would exonerate him. Two people did not sign that exoneration paper. The first person was Antonin Scalia. The other person was Clarence Thomas. And now Clarence Thomas, that sharecropper trying to get it to where if you have bad representation and you get convicted based on that bad representation, you can't challenge it anymore. See, everybody was up in arms about reproductive rights, and yet there's other rights being slowly but surely being stripped away from you, no thanks to the Biden administration and the Supreme Court. You got all this misconduct going on. Nobody's doing anything about it. It's just the status quo. And that's a bunch of bull jive. It's a bunch of bull jive that's not being addressed. You don't hear nobody, especially in this so-called black media like Roland Martin, right? No, Roland Martin won't talk about this type of shit. He won't cover this type of stuff, right? But he's supposed to be black media. And you not black media when you got white corporations funding your money. They're fronting your money to start up this little network, right? That's why Roland Martin's a lying, grifting piece of shit. And that's why I'm gonna be on this motherfucking ass. Cause he won't talk about this type of shit. Reese Colbert, that clap having Jezebel out here frothing off at the mouth, cussing out black folks and shit. She wouldn't be doing that to them white folks though. She over there running her mouth the way she do, cursing at black folks and all that. Bitch, who the fuck is you to be running your mouth like that? You better know your motherfucking place, bitch. Fuck out of here. Running your mouth like that. Who the fuck? How dare you? Then, none of them motherfuckers will sit up there and address that shit. How can we get a a thing in place to where these police officers who engage in misconduct, these lawyers that engage in misconduct, and these judges that get involved in misconduct, how can we get something in place to where we can hold these motherfuckers accountable? Because it's not enough to just disbar them, okay? It is not enough to just disbar them. We need to go a step further, right? If these people are supposed to be held to a higher standard, well, goddammit, the higher standard need to be put in place. Which means if you get involved in misconduct to where that person goes to jail, right? However much time they do, that's how much time you're going to do. So if this black man gets illegally convicted and he has to do 37 years in prison, guess what? You have to do 37 years in prison. Every last motherfucker that was complicit in this bullshit to where an illegal conviction was going on, and this black man or this black woman end up doing 37 years in jail, or 18 years, or 25 years, or however many years they had to do, you have to do. If they would impose such a bill, we wouldn't have none of this bullshit that's going on here in America, right? And you know what that also means? That a lot of these elected officials, right? Like Kamala Harris, because she was a goddamn prosecutor at one point or another, right? It would expose a lot of these politicians as well. Because for those of you that may not be aware, may not be hip to the game, a lot of these elected officials were at one point lawyers. So they know the law. And no amount of finagling and weasel words and legal jargon is going to get you out that shit. If Joe Biden can sit up there as a senator of Delaware at one point or another, and he's like, if you have this much crack on you, you're going to do 5 years in prison, no questions asked, and the judge can't do nothing about it. Yeah, but your own flesh and blood, your own offspring, can sit up there and wear that crack, cook it, chop it, and all that shit, right? You got dirty leopard print underwear on the floor. You got a dead iPad on the floor alongside it, right? And that room he was that dingy as fuck, along with his brown and yellow teeth. He can sit up there and do all that, and not a damn thing will happen to him, because the one thing Professor Black Truth told me, right? When I put something in the comment section on this Friday's crime report, go subscribe to Professor Black Truth and the Black Authority. But Professor Black Truth put me on game. Another dude put me on game, right? Know this 3 strikes law, right? Now this dude that Professor Black Truth profiled, right? I mean, this dude was breaking laws since before he was going through puberty. He was breaking laws. And yet we're supposed to have a 3 strikes law in place. Why is this dude going to jail forever? And they told me something, that the laws that is put in place is designed to put the screws to us, right? The laws are designed for us, not them. Because see, they can, get involved in drugs and guns and all that, and that's okay, right? They can violate laws all day long, and that's okay. But if we violate a law, then we get the book thrown at us. Hell, we ain't even have to violate a law. We can just go about our day, and some white woman will lie about whatever's going on, and then we get arrested. How many times you seen that situation play out? Right? The lies of a white woman ends up getting a black person in trouble. How many times we seen that scenario, right? Carolyn Bryant, another woman, right? She responsible for the murder of Emmett Till. We have an Emmett Till bill, right? And somehow this woman still gets to parade around society, and she gets to live out the rest of her days. The killer of Trayvon Martin, George Zimmerman, that piece of shit still get to parade around the day of society. What's up, Will? Salute to you, brother. So not only he gets to parade around today's society, right? He's still terrorizing that family, right? The man who murdered Philando Castile, he gets to parade around today's society, right? And then let's not look past the rapists like Brock Turner, because the judge was so concerned that Brock Turner's best days would be behind him if he were to get locked up. Or what about the judge who who let Kyle Rittenhouse pretty much pick his own jury and rate the goddamn case to where Kyle Rittenhouse goes home scot-free? Because the most important charge that was in that particular case was the gun charge. You threw out the gun charge, you don't have a case. There was blatant misconduct by that judge. That judge should have been disbarred, and that judge should have been prosecuted for blatant misconduct. But has the system done that to that judge? No. He's going to retire, and he's going to get a pension for the rest of his life, and it's going to be smooth sailing for that guy, right? The police officer out in New York who, the detective, that New York detective, can't remember his name, his misconduct resulted in 3 people being convicted and sent to jail for like 18 years or some shit like that. The case happened out in the mid 90s in the death of a subway worker, right? You had the police detective, through his misconduct, resulted in the conviction of 3 individuals. I think all those individuals were black. They end up doing time in jail, right? Now, when they get out, they get they get this severance package or whatever like that in the form of reparations and all, but it don't bring the time back. You got some people going in healthy, coming out in wheelchairs. Some people going in healthy, coming out in a casket. All over crimes they didn't commit through the blatant misconduct and of these jurors, the blatant misconduct of these police officers, the blatant misconduct of these lawyers and the judges, and it's fucking disgusting. But we supposed to abide by the law. We supposed to be individuals that are supposed to keep our nose clean, don't do nothing wrong, don't ruffle no feathers, and everything will be hunky-dory. Right the fuck out of here. Now, these same hypocrites out here will sit up here and will hold something over your head over shit that's 30 years ago. You do something 30 years ago, or you did something in elementary school, they want to hold that shit over your head. But yet we got these individuals out here who will do all this stuff, and we're supposed to just let it go. I'm not letting shit go. Carolyn Bryant ass need to be in fucking jail right now. I don't give a fuck if she's playing bingo. I don't give a fuck if she's knitting making a quilt out of that yarn that her cats be playing with. I don't give a fuck what she got going on. She could be having a family dinner for all I give a fuck about. Her ass need to be in fucking jail right now. But this is what happens when we in the enforcement arm of white supremacy. Exactly, Will. It's sad these bammers get let off the hook. Because, they got a life ahead of him. Let them, you got that other coon ass motherfucker in Brandon Tatum sitting up here defending these people, right? He'll sit up there and defend these people all day. Look here, Brandon Tatum, you need to understand something, you fucking coon. They don't like your ass neither. So you can sit up there and cut them all-time jigs on your fucking platform, but they don't fucking like your ass either. What's up, JMJ? All you coons out there that be cutting these jigs out here for these motherfuckers, you need to stop. Because see, while you sitting up there taking their money, they like to see your ass on a fucking noose. And that's real shit. Now, what's his face about to get his comeuppance? Jesse Lee Peterson. I did a video about him earlier, about that lifestyle and shit. But not to go too far off topic, there really needs to be something done about this shit. And the DOJ can do something about it, but they won't. The DOJ can do something about it, but they won't. You know why they won't? Because they're too far up the asses of these other white supremacists, these billionaires who is fronting their campaigns. So, as I said before, you take the money out of politics and we will start seeing shit happen around this motherfucker. At all levels, whether it be state and or federal governments. You take the money out of politics and watch how shit changes around this motherfucker. Right? You won't have billionaires out here, committing all these crimes and, paying off the judges, and that shit gets swept under the rug. Hey, make this shit go away. I got better things to do. You won't have, everybody will be on an even playing field. There won't be this, well, this group here gets one set of rules, and then you have another group over here that gets another set of rules. None of that bullshit would go down if we took the money out of politics. If we had people who's supposed to be have character, integrity, honesty, transparency, and we're supposed to have all that, but yet we got all these backdoor deals in oil fields going on in the middle of the night while people are sleeping. Cutting these damn deals and all that to let the criminals go to summer camp and not do some hard time in state prison. So I salute Ahmaud Arbery's mama for being on that ass and having a level of awareness about the situation. I mean that shit. Whatever happened to the Police Oversight Commission? All you motherfuckers out there that voted for Joe Biden, right? When he promised and paraded around that whole thing about the Police Oversight Commission that will actually hold these police officers accountable, right? Hey, what that bitch name that was frothing off at the mouth on Roly Poly show? Oh yeah, Reese Colbert. You sitting up there talking this shit about, oh man, we are here fighting better, we already won. And why we out here doing all this extra work with this stuff already in place? All right, so let me ask you something, Reese, right? Ain't the DOJ, when Joe Biden was running his mouth about, oh man, we need a police oversight commission. What's up, DW, JJ, salute to you, right? Ain't that the job of the DOJ, Department of Justice, right, to uphold the law, right? Ain't they supposed to be out here doing the job and making sure that police officers are out here doing what they're supposed to do and the lawyers out here not getting involved in misconduct and all that? Ain't that supposed to be going on, right? Ain't the police officers, right? You got your local police departments and then you got your state police departments, right? Ain't they supposed to be providing oversight to some of these police departments out here, right? Like, for example, in the state of South Carolina, right, you got your local police departments and then you got this thing called SLED. That's the state police, the State Law Enforcement, South Carolina Law Enforcement Division, SLED, right? So if there's any kind of situation involving a police officer, the state police will come in and investigate or whatever like that, right? Now, each state, depending on the statutes and laws and all that, they will have that type of shit in place. Like in Georgia, right? You got your local police department and then you got the GBI, the Georgia Bureau of Investigations, right? Matter of fact, the GBI came in and did the investigation on the Ahmaud Arbery murder because the local police department, along with the DA, Jackie Johnson, tried to cover this shit up. So clearly, it's a flawed system out here. Clearly. And yet, none of these politicians want to step up and do anything about it. So if we the black community wants to see real change, I think we need to start there. We need to start holding these because our tax dollars are paying their salary. My tax dollars ain't gonna pay your salary, and you're not gonna put a bullet in my ass in the process. What's up, Kenyon Perry? You're not gonna pull a bullet in my ass when my tax dollars paying your salary. My tax dollars responsible for you having a roof over your head. What's up, Mark Wunderlich? My tax dollars responsible for you driving that goddamn car to work every day. My tax dollars responsible for you and your dingy ass kids having a roof over your head and food on the table. So no, we're not gonna play that game. Now, that being said, that don't mean for you to go out there and start breaking the law and start being lawless and all that type of shit. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is, right, for you as an individual, right, it is imperative. I challenge every black person that's watching this video, right? Everybody that's watching this video, I challenge you to know your laws and statutes. Know your rights, right? Because when the police officer, if you did nothing wrong, you don't have to give up your name. You don't have to give them your identification. You're giving up your rights to them when you do that. You don't have to give them shit. If you didn't violate no law, you don't have to give them nothing. If they ask you what your name is, they already know your name when they ran your license plate. You ain't got to give them shit. That's what a lot of people don't realize. They already ran your information. So when you give them your ID or your driver's license or what have you, you're basically giving up your rights to them right there. You don't got to give them shit if you didn't break the law. When they approach your car, right, they have to tell you why they pulled you over. If they don't have a valid, specific cause for them to do that, they cannot be asking you questions and all that. And you don't have to comply with nothing if you didn't break any laws. So you have to know your rights. Know your statutes. Know what they can do, what they can't do. Because a lot of these punk ass cops out here, they run around here with this John Wayne mentality. They run around here thinking that they can shoot first and ask questions later. They think that they can just say whatever and do whatever, and a lot of times they're the ones that's escalating the situation. These sucker ass, what's up, Mark? Yeah, Mark Wunderlich. A lot of these sucker ass cops out here. They're the one that's inciting and inducing and escalating the situation. They're taught the escalatory tactics. They're taught that shit. They're not supposed to just come up and put their hands on you and all that. They ain't supposed to be doing none of that shit. Because you, as a citizen, have the right to self-defense. What's up, Jacob Jennings? Salute to you, brother. My sister Unique Dawn up in the building. You have the right to self-defense. Ain't no cop should be putting their hands on you if they don't have probable cause. And they definitely should not be planting evidence in your fucking car. They're sitting up here shooting and killing black folks dead in the street because they suspect that they have a gun. Or they think such and such has a gun. He made a sudden movement, so I'm fearing for my life. Get the fuck out of here. Talking this shit about they fearing for their life. The fuck out of here. He made a sudden movement. I didn't know if at that point my life flashed before my eyes. Get the fuck out of here, bro. So how you explain something? You shooting somebody in the back? Huh? How do you explain shooting somebody in the back as they running away? Now, you're taught in police academy that if someone is running away from you, they are no longer a threat to you. So why is your fucking gun out? This shit's disgusting, bro. But that's all I got. I got more, but I gotta, take the product and stretch it out. You know what I'm saying? Can't be giving y'all, everything at one time. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, they be unloading. I mean, them motherfuckers empty the clip. The autopsy report came back for Jalen Walker, 46 rounds. 46 fucking rounds. Look, all the asses need to be locked up. Every last motherfucking one of them. Every last one of them need to be locked up and prosecuted. Because that's disgusting. Now, if you're not a subscriber to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, share these videos on your social media platforms. Shouts out to the LDBC. This your man. Scream at me. Ho!